You are listening to Insurance Untangled podcast, where we explore the various challenges faced by dental practices due to their reliance on insurance. In this podcast, we dive deep into the issues surrounding dental insurance dependence and offer practical solutions and strategies for reducing your reliance on insurance. Join us as we interview industry experts, share success stories, and provide valuable insights to help you take control of your practice's financial future.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Insurance Untangled podcast. My name is Ben Tuiene, and I'm one of the co-hosts of this podcast. We've created this podcast and dedicated it to helping practices that are tangled up with insurance, as we talk about a lot of things pertaining to the practice in an effort to help you take more control, create a bigger, better, and brighter future for you, of course, for your team members, as well as your patients. So today I have my two co-hosts with me. I have Jordan and Naren. Gentlemen.
Yo.
Hey, how are you?
What's up,
how are you guys
fellas?
doing?
Doing great.
Good, thank you. Good. Yeah, awesome. Excited for this episode here. We're going to be interviewing Jordan and picking his brain on the topic that we selected is incentivizing dental staff for membership plan success. How to incentivize your team members to work on that.
Yeah.
So first question for you, Jordan, is let's just dive into it. How do you incentivize your team to grow your membership plan?
Yeah. So number one, the fastest growing practices out there incentivize their teams for various tasks, right? We found in at least the dental membership side of things in the practice that when a practice has two things. Has a good marketing company helping them within the practice and incentivizing their team, they can grow a really successful membership program in the thousands of active patients on the plan. So that's the number one reason why you want to, because it's a team sport. Building your practice is a team sport. And far too often, I see so many dental practice owners not providing any type of incentive to help them grow their practice. And I think it's really critical. And when you look at the data, at least the data that I have, the minute they start a rewards program or whatever, it really helps the practice and the patients, because you're aligning your wants, needs, and goals for the practice with your team members. And I think that's really, really important for anything to be successful in the dental practice.
Thank you, Jordan. I totally agree with you that, like most people, human beings, their first question is, what's in it for me, right?
Yeah. The radio station, WIIFM.
What's in it for me, right? And as a CEO, both you guys are CEOs. Ben is a CEO. Jordan, you are a CEO. I'm a CEO.
Yeah.
I'm sure like the ones who are successful, that's the first question you answer, right?
Yes.
How do you help your team say, hey, what's in it for me is worthwhile. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about the reasons or the benefits that you see. I mean, you have thousands of practices you work with.
Yeah.
I think at least 1,000 based on the stats you shared with me a while ago. So you have at least 1,000 practices you work with, and you see the ones who are killing it with membership plans, and you see the ones who are just doing something but not killing it. Right.
Yep.
So, and you're saying the ones who are killing it have an incentive plan for their team. What are some of the benefits they get from this incentive plan?
Yeah. So one of the practices I'm thinking of is one that just popped onto our radar here at Boom Cloud. It's a practice in Hawaii, on Oahu. So the cool thing is in Boom Cloud, we have a rewards management system in our software. So it makes it easy to track which team members signing up, which patient, right? So when you're able to start tracking that and incentivizing off of that, you're going to generate more revenue. This practice last month, they signed up 90 patients to their membership program in a month. And this is a single location practice. It's not a 90 patients in 1 month. Because
let me do some math on this. So 90 patients.
Yeah.
And what is the membership plan fee per patient?
$40 a month.
$40 a month.
It's pretty typical. Yeah.
So that's 90 times 40 is 3,600.
And let's look at that. So 90 times 40 is Yeah, 3,600 in monthly recurring revenue. That's $43,200 in annual recurring revenue, and that compounds month over month. So if they keep that trend in 12 months time, right, they will be generating 43,000 in monthly recurring revenue, because it compounds.
And that's
So,
like
yeah.
$500,000 in annual recurring revenue, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
magic. I mean, imagine having a practice for the first time where you are making $500,000
And just membership revenue.
automatically, right? Because
Yep,
these people
automatically.
renew. They just keep coming back, they show up, they do other things. So you're not only making that $500,000, every single month, every single year,
Mhm.
but those people are now going to spend more money with you. They're going to
Yep.
buy more services. They're going to do additional things. So $500,000 is just the
That's just the
icing
starting
cake.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
that more revenue, right? When you incentivize correctly, happy team members because they're being rewarded for their efforts, which I think is so critical. We here at Boom Cloud, like every single team member has some type of mechanism that they're rewarded when they, for example, if they help our customer success team, their job is to help practices add more patients to the membership plan. So we actually pay them for every patient they add to their practice, the practice that they're helping to their membership plan. So it's kind of similar to how I would imagine a dental practice rewarding their team. So our team's highly motivated to get in with the practice, work with the practice, and help them get started, because we reward them for things that help our customers grow, right? So, and then the last thing is you get to help more patients. That's one of the main reasons why dental practices are creating membership plans, is because they want to help more patients. So more revenue, happy team members, and helping more patients are the benefits.
So
That's
let me
awesome.
summarize. More revenue, happy team members, and then of course, that means you're actually serving more patients, because all these membership plan patients are going to show up twice a year because they already paid for it, right? For their cleaning. So they're going to take care of their oral health. And of course, when you recommend something, hey guys, you need to do that filling, they're going to take advantage of the 10% savings you're going to give as part of the membership plan and get it done. So the patients are healthy too. So it's not just about the team member, it's not just about the owner, but it's also about the patients. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and then I mean, on this next question, I can talk about some of the problems I see within a dental practice and with staff, right? I'll talk about, and in our current landscape where everyone wants raises, why we should incentivize because of that mindset, right? I'll get into that details here in a sec.
Yeah, this whole topic here is reminding me of what my son did to me last Friday. His birthday was last Thursday, turned 13 years old.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Last Friday, I borrowed my wife's car and took it out, and my son and we did donuts. We found a nice safe spot. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. We did donuts. We did 0 to 60 tests.
There we go.
And,
yeah, that's fun.
When we got home, my son's like, okay, here's what we're going to do tomorrow, Dad. I'm going to take my guitar. We're going to go to Guitar Center. I'm going to upgrade to a better guitar. I said, what makes you think you're going to do that? Where are you going to get your money? And he's like, if you don't do that, I'm going to tell Mom what we just did. And
that's also called blackmailing.
Yeah. So here I am thinking about incentivize, blackmail. Do they go hand in hand?
Yeah. One of them. Yeah, they're similar. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
we don't want to blackmail our team members or let our team members blackmail us. So
yes.
Yeah. So talk about the different steps. There's a bunch of notes here, Jordan, about different areas to incentivize team members.
There's 4 areas where I've been where I've identified on how to incentivize. The first, is performance-based rewards, right? That's the easiest. And if you're a dental practice owner, and you're having those conversations with your staff members, and they're like, well, I need a raise. And in this current market, you're like, holy smokes, the cost to support my team is inflated. How do I combat this? Right. And you combat this and that problem with performance-based rewards. Right. So meaning if you bring more revenue to the practice, I pay you more revenue, right? More income on your paychecks. So bonuses, things like that, right? You can use like one of our practices, for every membership patient signed up by a team member, they get like a $5 reward, right? So at the end of the month, that could build up quite a bit to be a nice little bonus, right? End of the quarter, if you're constantly performing every day, that could build up to be a nice a bonus for the team member. But it's a tied. I tie everything to the revenue produced, right? If it produces a new revenue stream for the practice or for the business, then you can take a little bit and give it as a bonus to the performing employee. That's a great way to just end all conversations about, I need a raise, I need a raise, I need a raise, right? Which stresses most business owners out from my perspective. So everyone in it at BoomCloud is tied to some type of performance-based program. When they generate new revenue for the business, they automatically, no questions asked, they automatically get the bonus at the end of the quarter is what we do. So I think that's a great way to kind of end the asking of raises when it's not, a lot of the times it's not justified. People just like, well, my costs are going up, so you have to pay me more, owner, right? That's not how this relationship should work in any business. It should be, hey, if you produce more for the company and the company needs revenue, it's a tool to help it sustain itself in any economic time, then I promise to pay you a bonus off of that production, right? So that's how I would be structuring it. And the most successful practices use a performance-based rewards program for
Can
their
you
membership
give me some
patients.
examples of like what, like this particular practice in Hawaii, what kind of a performance-based or any other practice, what kind of a performance-based, like
Yeah,
give me
theirs is actually really interesting. Their particular one, because I was looking at it the other day, and they actually just pay $1 per patient signed up to the team members, which is why you're seeing high sign-up numbers, right? Because it's a lower, and it's not like the most sexiest incentives of all. It's a lower, they're just paying $1 to the so the person that signs up the most, wins. And then, so they actually have a hybrid model where they're paying $1 off of the subscription. So the $30, $40 of monthly subscription. And then you can look at the enrollment fee. So in the BoomCloud software, you can set an optional setting in for your membership plan to do like a one-time enrollment fee. And that could be like $25 all the way up to $100 is kind of what we've seen in the industry. And they'll take a percentage of that, call it a $25 enrollment fee, and put that towards the incentive as well. So they got the $1 per sign up plus, like, call it $5 per enrollment fee charged.
So when you say dollar, meaning like, is it $1 per month for the rest of the life of that patient, or is it like
they could do that? I don't recommend doing that.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not a bad idea. The reason I don't recommend it is because we've done a rewards program like that within BoomCloud. What it does is eventually it creates lazy employees, meaning they stop producing. They get to a comfortable area of if they're getting recurring rewards automatically,
Right.
They then become more complacent.
That makes sense.
With producing. I initially thought it was a great model because I'm like, I want to reward people ongoing. Like that's great. But what I saw, it just created lazy employees. And it's like, oh, we still need to keep growing as a company because things are changing economically and growth is always good. Right. So I don't encourage it, but it could. I'm sure there's a way to make it work so that it doesn't create lazy employees. You can tie a quota to it, and if they miss their quota, then they forego the recurring bonuses.
Got it.
But there's some ways to play around with that.
So yeah, what about celebration and recognition? Is that a strategy for motivating people?
Yeah. So everyone wants to be recognized for their efforts. A fun way to do that is you can play you can have like competition games each week. Like, this is what my sales team does naturally. Like, I didn't design it, they designed it, where they built a certain point system where if they call a dental practice and schedule a meeting, that's a point. If they do a demo, that's another point. And if they close a deal, they get 2 points, right? So they created a little point system. And at the end of each week, we celebrate who got the most points, and they get a free lunch. right? Just simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And they have we bought trophies that they can put on their desks at the end of the week and say, hey, I killed everybody this week, right? I crushed it. And they kind of rub it into their peers' faces for fun, right? Because they're a very high competition, highly competitive team. It's kind of fun watching them. But yeah, at the end of the week, we just celebrate and have fun with it, right? So creating little games, like point system games, to help just make the day-to-day a little bit more exciting for the team. I think that's really healthy and helpful. But that's how we do it here at BoomCloud, and that's how I know the practice in Hawaii that's growing so fast. They have a leaderboard in their office, and they're keeping track. Well, they use BoomCloud. We have our reward system, which has a leaderboard in it, and they cast that leaderboard up on a TV screen in their back offices, and they keep track of who's doing what, and they celebrate the winner.
That's awesome.
I think that's so important.
What about training, like education, CE, and just training in general?
Yeah, like training how to sell, training how to influence. I think the more value you can give to your employees in regards to helping them level up and maybe even career path, right, within your organization or outside of your organization, I think any type of training and education is so helpful that will benefit not only them, but your practice and your team in regards to, when I think of sales and training, especially, or education and training, especially when you're trying to incentivize your practice to sell more membership plans, I go straight to helping your team educate how to properly sell the membership program and educate the patient. So it doesn't feel salesy. It feels more consultative and helpful, right, to the patient. So I think that's really important. And people, whether they say they like it or not, learning and expanding their knowledge is a very, it produces healthy morale from what I've noticed just running my own company. When you help somebody level up, they're happier and they're more willing to go the extra mile for you. So that's kind of why I put that in there.
That's excellent. Maybe just give me an idea, Jordan. Like, I'm certified by Dr. Robert Cialdini to teach his influence programs. Perhaps we could create a sales training program, of course, for your customers and possibly to anybody who wants to level up. Because I think it's the right thing to do to help these people. Because, a lot of people are not purposefully trying not to do a good job. It's just they don't know how to do a good job. Right?
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's on us as leaders and owners of our companies to continue to help our team members get educated and learn new skills that benefit both them and the company and the people you're serving, the patients, the customers, the clients, whoever it may be. I think it's awesome. And then spend time, get some lunch, and pull in somebody that can educate, like what you just said, Naren. Like maybe we can create like a lunch and learn type program for,
yeah, exactly.
And that's always helpful. Like people love free lunch, and when you can help them learn a new skill, like, gosh, you're building a great organization that's helping people, buying them free lunch. Everybody loves free lunch, right? It's so simple. And if you're not doing those things, like, right, free lunch is so good.
Who doesn't like free lunch?
I just think that helps with morale and creating momentum in regards to helping grow your membership program.
Thank you for that. So you're suggesting like team building activities, incentives. Is that where the free lunch comes in, or is that different?
That's different. So like team building activities, like after hours, for example, you could do things like that, or on a Friday, right? That's slower day. Meaning you go out of the office and go laser tagging, for example. We've done this at BoomCloud where we just do silly little activities that are outside of the office that have nothing to do with operations of our company, to build trust within each other and to have fun, right? Because that's how you build a really good team, is you have fun together. At least that's how I do it. Right? I like having fun. We've taken our team out, like, and we've done hiking, we've done laser tag, we've even done, if they, for example, if your team hits a certain number of patient signups for the membership program, go do a lake day, right? Go, if you don't have a boat, go rent a boat or whatever, right? Go do a lake day. We've done things like that for our team when we hit certain numbers and milestones, and it incentivized by doing out of the office activities. So that's something that's really motivational to most people. And if you think about it, you're spending most of your time with your team members, right? So you want to make sure that they enjoy being around you. They enjoy being around their peers. And I think, when we hit certain numbers and goals, you get out of the office and do an activity. So that's just more for, morale. And if you have a goal in mind, like, hey, we want to sign 100 membership patients a month. When we do that, we're going to go to do X. That's exciting for the group, your people, right? And when people have something to look forward to, they're more likely to achieve their goals and the company's goals. So that's another reason why I put that in the list of how to incentivize people.
Incentivize, don't blackmail.
Don't blackmail, yeah. I mean, you can, it works. But I don't recommend it.
Or don't give people a reason to blackmail you.
That's it, Ben. Yeah, don't give people a reason to blackmail you.
Especially a 13-year-old son.
Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty funny.
I laughed, and I was also proud at the same time that this kid's but I got to steer him in the right direction,
Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty good. You should have turned it on him. Hey, if you do all the dishes for 3 months, then I'll buy you a new guitar.
He's been doing the dishes for over a year now, just by himself. So I think awesome. I owe him. He's like, this guy's not getting me. Actually, no, he's spoiled.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Awesome. So I have some resources for people that may be interested in growing a membership plan. Go to boomcloudapps.com. We have free books and that talk about growing your membership program. Part of the section of the book is recognizing and rewarding your team members. And I think it's such an important thing that practice owners should do. I remember speaking about a month ago with one of our clients at BoomCloud, and he was all frustrated because he couldn't get his hygienist to push the membership plan. And I simply asked him, I'm like, Doc, like, what are you doing to incentivize them? Like, is it just normal day to day, like, whatever, this is my plan, sell it or get fired, right? Type mentality. Or sell it, I don't care. Like, and he's like, yeah, we're not really incentivizing anyone. And we help them create a rewards program based off of new revenue produced, right? For their, which is so easy to do with a membership plan because it's produces new revenue once you sign up a patient. Mm-hmm. They did that, and I think last month they implemented it, and their team is so happy, and they're pushing it. They're finally growing, and the doctor's like, that's all I had to do is just align. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, just align your incentives. Like, you want them to do X, but you can't just ask them to do it. You have to incentivize them to do it, right? It's pretty rare to just ask somebody to do a business function, and they're going to do it the right way, right? So rewards really help, especially performance-based rewards. So go get our ebook. It's called the How to Grow a $1 Million Membership Plan. Boomcloudapps.com. Go to and then click free books on our website. So that's how you get it.
Thank you so much, Jordan. I really, really enjoyed this conversation. I do agree that if for no other reason, just to change this culture of I need more money just because to.
Yeah, I hate that culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that culture is really strong in the dental space. Well, I need a raise. Cool. Right. Like, what are you doing to earn that other than like, look, I know inflation's going up. I get it, but the business is feeling inflation too. Let's work together as a team to solve that problem, right? That's all you need to do, doctor, to end that conversation is create a performance-based rewards program based off of revenue produced. Right. And you'll end that conversation. I don't think I've ever had that conversation with any of my employees. They don't come and like, hey, can I get a raise? It's like, if they do, it's like, hit more numbers, then you
Yeah.
automatically get it. No questions asked.
Yeah, because how can the business pay more money if it doesn't make more revenue, right? I mean, just like,
Well, that's exactly how my mind works, especially being a bootstrapped entrepreneur. Like I'm pretty much a middleman, right? When it comes to paying people,
yeah,
customers pay BoomCloud, and then I make sure that what money the customers pay BoomCloud, I pay the employees, right? I'm just a
right.
middleman, if you think about
Yeah.
it. And the minute you create programs and systems within your business to incentivize, revenue production, there's never conversations of well, I need a raise because my costs are going up. It's like, well, the business costs are going up all the time, and if we can join forces, work together, it's way more powerful than this weird dynamic that is so
Yeah, I win,
strong
you
in
lose.
dentistry.
Right, exactly. It
Yeah,
should be
it's such a
win-win.
weird
Yeah.
situation in the industry, and it's always been that way for as long as I can remember. So yeah, do yourself a favor, practice owners, create a performance-based rewards program, and you'll never have those conversations again if you structure it right.
Exactly.
So there you
Thank
go.
you so much, Jordan. Thank you so much, Ben. I of course, as always, Ben, you just bring a totally different perspective, and appreciate you as well. And Jordan, I think I'm a bigger fan of membership plans, thanks to you. And I think the thing I like about membership plans is not just a tool, but rather it's a very powerful tool to grow your revenues, right? I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, every business, the more money it makes, the more things it can do, the more profits
Yeah.
it can take. So it just makes total sense. So thank you for everything you do. Of course, please check out the resource. We're going to put a link to all of the resources Jordan just mentioned on the Insurance Untangled podcast page, where you can go and download it, or go directly to boomcloudapps.com and get it directly there. Jordan, myself, and Ben, we enjoy this conversation, of course, amongst ourselves, because we are all entrepreneurs just like you are, and we learn a lot from each other. Hopefully you got something today. And if you loved what you heard today, then share it with your friends, post it on social media, email it to your team, or listen to this podcast with your team and say, hey, what can we do? How can we apply what Jordan just taught us in a way that works for us? So get the most out of it. Till we meet again in another amazing episode of the Insurance Untangled podcast. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful, amazing, awesome week ahead.